Hey yogis, welcome to Wednesday. Good job making it through the Monday and Tuesday classes. I know these are not easy, they are quite challenging. So you made it to Wednesday, and today we'll switch gears and go into a more restorative practice. We approach this more with a yin mindset and restorative, so that means we're holding poses a lot longer, but the poses are mostly on the ground and they're usually very relaxing, and we're trying to relax into those and not necessarily go deeper or use any strength. So this is completely no strength today, all relaxing. What you will need is a couple of props if you have them available. It's good to grab a blanket, maybe a pillow or two. If you have yoga blocks, grab them too, or just grab a couple of books, have them nearby. What you will also need is a massage ball. We have these massage balls here. They are made out of rubber or something. You can use whatever you have at home. A tennis ball is perfect. A lacrosse ball is great. This might be a little bit too hard though. If you have a ball like this or something in this shape, that works. And after this practice, we will continue with a breathing exercise, the same as on Monday, Nadi Shodhana, alternating nostril breathing, where we breathe through one nostril at a time, nice and slow, to prepare for a meditation. I hope you're ready to practice. We are super excited to share this with you today, to slow down. Let's do this. Let's begin in a seated position today. You can sit cross-legged like I do here, or also in hero's pose, sitting on the heels like Bree is doing today. Sit nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. Close your eyes. Take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose, nice and slow. Allow yourself to arrive and let all the things behind that happened today or that you have planned for today. And know that for the next 45 minutes or so, it's only time to focus on yourself. All that matters is your practice, your breath, your body, and for you to feel good, slow down, and relax a little more. Start to feel how the air is coming in through the nose, how the lungs expand, the belly moves forward, the chest lifts, and how the air is leaving your body again. Nice and slow breaths in and out through the nose. And for the remainder of this practice today, we want to keep that breath nice and slow, controlled. You can do that ujjayi breath that sounds like you're fogging up the mirror on the inhale and the exhale, the one that we practiced on Monday and Tuesday. But today it's also okay to just let that breath flow nice and slow. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Bring your hands to the heart, the palms touch. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Whatever that may be, it could be something physical, something that you want to do with the body. It could also be something internal. You could also dedicate your practice to someone or something if that feels right. Make this practice your own. Find your own reason why you step on the mat. Slowly blink your eyes open. Come into a tabletop. Come into all fours. Bring the shoulders above the wrists, the hips above the knees. Untuck the toes. Keep the arms straight. On your inhale, arch your back, look forward. Exhale, round your back. Press into your palms. Tuck the chin to the chest. Round your back. Inhale, arch your back. Look forward. For cow pose. Exhale, round your back. Cat pose. A couple more just like this. If you want to add something to it, move the hips around in circles or any other movement that comes up. We do about 2 or 3 more. Feel free to do that. Last one. Let's meet back in center. Come onto your toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent for now. Press into your palms, move the chest towards the thighs. Use your fingertips to grip into the mat. Externally rotate the arms. Move the chest towards the thighs to open the shoulders and the back. Hide your heels behind the ankles if you want. While keeping the length in your back and openness in your shoulders, start to straighten your legs a bit more. Or pedal one heel down and the other. Move nice and slow, no big movements here. Just keep it nice and slow, just like the breath. Connect more to that stillness within. And with your next inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Come high into your left toes. Exhale, right knee to the right armpit for Pigeon Pose. Cross the right shin over the mat. Lower the hips down. Move the left leg back. Use a block underneath the right hip if you want to. Come onto your fingertips. Keep the right knee bent, especially if you have a sensitive right knee, or if you feel it in the right knee, as well as keeping the right foot flexed so that we give the right knee some extra protection here. Feel free to stay here on your fingertips or on your hands, or walk forward for sleeping pigeon. We're here for a few minutes, so make sure you're comfortable. Especially the right knee should feel good, should feel safe. No pain here of any kind. You can also relax on blocks if you want to, with the forearms, for example, or books or pillows if you have that. Focus on that breath in and out through the nose. Send your breath more into the parts of your body where you feel this. And try to really relax into it. Notice what's coming up within, and then make that choice if you follow that thought or if you let go of it. Treat yourself with love and kindness again. Come back to the breath. Get ready to slowly release. Plant the hands down. Take your time to come out of the pose, nice and slow. Especially if you're holding the poses longer, take extra time. Sit over onto the right hip. Bring the left leg forward and around, outside the right thigh. Lean to your right. Extend the right leg forward. Keep the right foot flexed. Try to stack the left knee over the right. We're coming into half cow face. If you want to do full cow face and you feel comfortable doing that, of course, go ahead. For that one, both legs are bent. I'm doing half cow face with one leg straight, one leg bent. Bree is doing full cow face. Walk the hands forward. Really, whatever option you're taking, we can lean forward a bit. Perhaps tuck the chin to the chest, and do your best to just relax into it. We're not looking for depth here. We're more looking for the sensation in the body, and then we're trying to relax into it, breathe into it. This practice is more about letting go than controlling anything. So that's why it's so important to be comfortable and use the bolsters you have around you, or blocks or blankets or whatever you have, to get as comfortable as you can.
I encourage you to close your eyes. There's not much to see anyways. We're doing the same as you. We're just hanging out here in the pose, breathing. And I hope you have some nice music going, some music that you like with this practice. We also have a ton of music in our Spotify account. If you need any music for your yoga practice, there's a lot of playlists that you can check out. It's all for free. Let's do about 3 more breaths here. Slowly release. Take your time. Plant the hands down. Push yourself back up. Bring the sole of your left foot inside the right thigh. Place your left hand behind you on the ground and lift your hips up. Reach your right arm up and over your head. Breathe into the right side body. Move the hips forward. Engage your glutes. Release the hips down to the ground. Extend both legs forward. Readjust on your mat if you need to. Bring the feet together. And now if you have a bolster or a big pillow, feel free to put that on your legs. We are coming into a seated forward fold. So you reach the hands forward and you might want to just put the chest on a bolster or on the pillow, whatever you have, or a blanket. If you feel comfortable without it, you can of course just reach for the feet or bring the hands to the ground. And I encourage you to actually bend your knees and then grab the feet and slowly scoot the hips back if you want to take a variation without the bolsters. And you scoot the hips back until you feel a stretch or a sensation in the back side of your legs. And that's where you stay. Make sure you can stay there for a little bit, maybe a minute or two. Again, it's not about going deep. It's feeling the body, feeling good, letting go. Close your eyes. Let the back round a little bit so we're not just only stretching the lower body but also the upper body. As I mentioned in the Monday video, we are lengthening the entire fascia line that's actually connected tissue that's running through the body from the heels all the way up your legs, your calves, the back side of your legs, your lower back, your upper back, all the way up to your head and to the forehead even. We're lengthening the entire thing. Take nice and slow deep breaths into your upper back. Really feel how the lungs are moving and stretching the back a little bit, nice and gently. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Take your time to release, come out of the pose.
Slowly, slowly push yourself back up. Remove that bolster for now, put it just next to you. And then bring the feet together, the soles of the feet together. We're coming into butterfly pose. So you open the knees up wide to the sides. So it's more gentle if you have the feet more forward. And if you want to go deeper into this, you bring the feet closer to your hips. Feel free to put a bolster this direction onto your feet, and you can then lay forward. You can also use 2 bolsters if you want and make this really nice and gentle, and just relax here like this. Just play around with it. The bolsters and props are here for you to use, and especially in a practice like this, we want to take advantage of them. And then relax forward. You can grab the feet or the toes. You can either grab them just the toes as they are, or you can also flex the feet and then grab the toes like this. So whatever feels better for you here. Most importantly is that you can relax, round your back a little bit. Same reason as before, we want to also lengthen the upper body and that connected tissue line. See how it feels when you tuck the chin to the chest, close your eyes and relax into this. Keep that breath nice and soft, and again notice what's coming up. And all kinds of sensation can happen in the body. You could get, for example, really hot or start to sweat. You could also start to feel cold, especially in the practice where we let go and focus on letting go. All kinds of things can come up or can be released. So it's important to focus on that breath. That's your guide through this practice. It's always there. Come back and focus on it. Let's do 3 more breaths here. And release, push yourself back up. Nice and slow. Cross your ankles. Roll over the knees. We're coming onto the forearms, onto the belly. For Sphinx Pose, take your time to get there, especially after so much forward folding. It feels like your body is really stiff or feels really old. So just move nice and slow. Untuck the toes, come onto the forearms. The elbows are below the shoulders. Keep the toes untucked. If this is uncomfortable for the lower back, bring the feet, the legs wider apart. And look straight ahead. Keep the glutes engaged. Although it's a pose or restorative practice, we want to relax into it. We still want to keep the glutes engaged. But try to keep everything as relaxed as possible, everything else in the body, besides the glutes. Close your eyes. We're also not here for too long, maybe 5 breaths total. But of course, feel free to pause the video and stay longer if you wish. Really feel how the belly is moving forward and back with every inhale and exhale. Last deep breath in. And exhale, release the chest down. Rest your forehead on your forearms. Just relax here for moments. Slightly or slowly, gently rock the hips side to side.
And relax on the belly. Stop rocking the hips. And feel the breath move. Feel how the breath is moving the belly forward into the mat, and how that actually lifts your body up a little bit. Focus on that sensation. It's really a good exercise to practice belly breathing and sending that breath more through the belly than the chest. Just a few minutes every day really helps to develop that belly breathing. And release. Let's meet in Balasana, Child's Pose. Send the hips back towards the heels. You can either bring the knees together or bring the knees wide apart. Make sure the big toes are touching, the feet are close together. And relax the forehead down to the ground. You can also put a bolster underneath your chest on top of your thighs, and then just relax there, or do it lengthwise and relax your chest down on that bolster. Just 2 more breaths here, and we will then find our way into downward facing dog. And remove that bolster. If you had one, reach the arms forward, plant the hands down, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Take a deep breath in, lift your left leg up and back, 3-legged dog, come high onto your right toes, exhale left knee to the left armpit, pigeon pose, cross the shin over the mat. Move the right leg back, lower the hips down, same adjustments as before, get comfortable here. Use the props if you want to. Sit nice and tall. Keep your left foot flexed and then walk the hands forward for sleeping pigeon. Either the forearms on the ground or on blocks, or use a bolster. And it's again important to get comfortable. Should not be any sensation of pain. Pain is only distracting us and holding us back from fully relaxing. And it's also not something we want to experience or feel in really any yoga practice like this. Oftentimes we step on the mat to remove pain, or we come in with injuries, so the last thing we want is more pain, and we actually come to the mat to heal, and we do that by being comfortable, oftentimes letting go. And only when you let go you build this or create this foundation for the body to heal itself. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Slowly release, plant the hands down, push yourself back up.
Sit over onto your left hip. Bring the right leg forward and around. For either half cow face, that's the one I'm gonna do, or a full cow face pose, I try to stack the right knee on top of the left. Bree has the left leg bent as well. Be careful for the knees if you take this variation. And then walk the hands forward. To whatever degree is accessible and possible for you today. Also know that every day is different. Every practice is different. As if you're almost coming onto the mat with a different body every time you step on the mat. And we just want to work with what we have that day. Not push anything or not try too hard, because yesterday you were able to do something. It's not the case that today you necessarily can do the same thing with the body. So just honor it and work with what you have. Take about 5 more breaths here. Nice and slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Slowly release, plant the hands down, push yourself back up. Let's counter all that forward folding. Bring the right foot inside the left thigh. Take your time to get there. The right hand goes behind you. Lift your hips up and reach your left arm up and over your head. Deep breaths into your left side body. And release the hips back down to the ground. Now we're coming into a seated straddle forward fold, so make sure you have enough space. I will rotate to the side a little bit. We keep the legs straight, open the legs up as wide as you can. And for this one, it's really nice to grab a bolster or even two and put that just lengthwise in front of you. And then you want to fold forward, put the chest down. You can also just hug that into your chest and then keep the forearms on the mat. And if that's not accessible for you, then just put 2 bolsters on top or even 3, so you can really nicely relax into it. We're here for about 2 minutes, so make sure you're nice and comfortable. You can keep the feet flexed or also just relaxed in. Usually we would keep the feet flexed, but since it's a more yin style and restorative practice, we want to relax everything as much as we can. And I really like to, in these forward folds, send that breath more into the back, into the mid back or upper back, and really feel the expansion that's happening in the back with every inhale. Continue to focus on that breath in and out through the nose, especially if thoughts arise, which can happen since we're not moving much. For us here at least, it's
very quiet. Like I said earlier, maybe you have some music going that's creating a nice mood, nice atmosphere. But know that the breath is always there, and this practice is really all about focusing on the breath and letting go. Last 3 breaths. And slowly release. Push yourself back up. Move the bolster to the side. And then use your hands to grab underneath your knees, and then bend your knees by lifting the hands up, bring the legs back together, maybe shake them out. And let's come onto our back, but for this one we will need our massage ball, or whatever you have, tennis ball, massage ball, lacrosse ball, or whatever you have, some kind of ball. We're coming onto our back, and we actually will roll out and massage our right side, Piriformis, and I'll show you real quick. This is basically right underneath your belt line on the right side, on your right glute, your right butt cheek, basically underneath the belt line. So you want to move that ball on that line, right and left. You want to avoid going right in the center on the base of your spine. You want to just keep it on the right side, and later we will do the left side as well. So you have that ball in one hand, you come onto your back, cross your right leg over the right ankle over the left thigh, then lift your hips up or lean to your left side and put that ball underneath your right glute, right below the belt line, and then you lean to your right again so that you can put more weight on that ball. Then find a spot that feels kind of tender, maybe a spot, if you're new to this, that you would like to avoid, and then just stay there for a little bit. Keep that breath going. Very important now to continue to focus on the breath and start to rock with the hips left and right, just massaging yourself on that right side, on your piriformis with that ball. If you're usually running a lot, then you might feel this more than others, but it's a really nice way to massage yourself. And you can really do this throughout your entire body. We will share more exercises like this in other videos. This is a really nice one we do a lot. It's nice before you come into Savasana or anything on the back to roll out that side. And so you can also stay on one point that feels very tender and just stay there for a couple of breaths, not too long. If you get bruises here the next day or so, then you did a little bit too much. But as long as this feels good for you, then everything's alright. Think of it more as getting a massage, which you know is good for you, and sometimes it's a little bit painful, but it's a good painful sensation. It's a good pain, we call it. A bad pain would be something very sharp, something that wants you to get off or stop immediately. But try to breathe if you feel that good pain sensation, and usually it gets better the more oxygen we add and the slower we breathe. Let's find a new spot, roll out that spot a little bit, move the hips gently left and right, or just stay there for a few breaths. And of course, feel free to add this into your practice or do only this exercise without doing the whole video. Something so simple to do, you really only need some kind of ball, and oftentimes a tennis ball is somewhere in most people's home. Last few breaths on this side. Let's release. Lean over to your left side. Remove that ball. Bring the right foot back down to the ground. Just feel the difference for a moment between the left side and the right side. When you're ready, cross the left ankle over the right thigh.
Lean over to the right, bring that ball underneath your left glute, right below the belt line. Put that weight back on. Find a spot that feels tender and tight, and we stay there and breathe. Again, avoid going with that ball too far to the center, which is right between your butt cheeks, basically at the bottom of your spine. You want to avoid that part. Find a new spot for the last couple of breaths. And slowly release. Lean over to the right, remove that ball, lay on your back, keep the knees bent. Couple of breaths here. Find happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Keep the lower back and the shoulders on the ground as you move the knees towards your armpits. Maybe rock side to side or straighten one leg and then the other. Hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Exhale all the air out. And take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open mouth, let it all go. Extend the legs forward for Savasana. Bring the legs and the feet apart, the arms out to the sides, the palms are facing upwards. Relax your body into the ground, into your mat. Close your eyes. Put a blanket over you if you feel a little bit cold. In today's practice, it's all about feeling good and cozy, slowing down. So whatever adjustments you need to do, go ahead and do those. You are in control. You can always pause the video and then start it again whenever you're ready. Let go of anything you're still holding on to. Do a quick body scan from the toes. Relax the toes, relax the feet, the ankles. Moving up through the body, relax your calves, your knees, your thighs. Relax your hips into the ground. Relax your belly, your lower back, your mid back. Let the shoulders melt into the ground, as well as the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms. Relax your hands, your fingers, your fingertips. Relax your neck, your jaw. Relax the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Simply breathe in and out through the nose. Start to take a few deep breaths. Slowly wake the body back up with gentle movements and deep breaths.
Reach both arms up and over your head. Start to roll over to one side. Bend your knees. Use your upper arm as a pillow. Keep your eyes closed. And nice and slow, gently push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Feel your way there. Come up to that seated position, whatever it is. Maybe sit on a bolster or a block or a blanket, whatever you have available to you. We repeat this breathing exercise, pranayama, called Nadi Shodhana, that we did on Monday already, where we breathe through one nostril at a time, and after a full inhale through one side, we switch to the other side for the exhale and inhale. And we use the right thumb and the right ring finger. Start to exhale all the air out, then close the right nostril. Start to inhale through the left side. Close the left side, open the right, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right side. Close the right side, open the left, exhale through the left. Start to inhale through the left. Close the left, open the right, exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Close the right, open the left, exhale through the left. And repeat on your own. So after every inhale through one side, we switch the nostrils for the exhale, and then inhale the same side, and then you switch sides for the exhale, and inhale and switch again. Let's do just a few rounds. Let's do 4 rounds total. Let's finish up your round. And the round is finished and completed when you exhale through the left nostril out. Then place your hands on top of your knees, your thighs, or in your lap. You decide, sit nice and tall. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. Continue to focus on your breath, in and out through the nose. And if you want to, and if it feels comfortable to you, start to focus on that gap between the inhale and the exhale. Notice that gap, feel it. Ask yourself, what is that gap between the inhale and the exhale, that pause, that stillness, that gap, that nothingness. And perhaps something resonates with you as you focus on this gap, on this stillness. Something might resonate with you in your heart or somewhere else in your body. And
And it's said that the breath is the gateway to a spiritual practice. What if this gap and this stillness could be the gateway to a different dimension or to some deeper understanding of yourself? Perhaps the more you focus on that stillness, the more you are in stillness, the more you might discover about yourself. Your true self. That true self that's beyond this physical body. If that feels comfortable, continue to explore that. Otherwise, focus back on that breath in and out through the nose. Just the sensation of the air coming in and out. Let's slowly all come back to that sensation of the air coming in and out through the nose. Start to feel the body again. Relax your shoulders down away from the ears. Take a few deep breaths. Draw your hands to the heart. Palms touch. Thank yourself first for showing up, doing this practice, doing the work. Thank yourself for investing in yourself. We feel very honored to be on this journey with you. Thank you so much for trusting us, and thank you for practicing with us today. We'll see you in tomorrow's video. Wonderful job so far. With love and gratitude. Namaste.